Okay, Tuesday morning in the kingdom, and we survived Monday. Yes, we did the water haul. The staff unloaded all those core boxes, and then she was hurting. I could tell because she took some of my beer to take the pain away. Also, too, the first thing I'd like to do is to thank the people on social media, websites, or whatever that blocked and banned me from the off-grid living. Because I was telling what it really takes to live remote at the end of the world here. Yes, because my book, Living Remote in Northern Manitoba, with common sense, now has a rating of 6, and I like seeing the 5 stars. Plus, we have 2 really good reviews or comments. Unreal. Plus, I wrote that book sober, all right? So that's just amazing. So I thank those people for banning and blocking me, because that made me stronger. Yes, just like Dave Mustaine getting kicked out of Metallica. Yes, he went on to form Megadeth and went on to be, famous. And then he kind of fell off the wagon and all that kind of stuff. Minor detail. But we've all done that. Oh, God. Yes, I've fallen off the wagon numerous times. And then I had the wagon run me over. All right. So this morning, we woke up to +5. But feels like +4. It's actually warm out here. Yes, see, no Grinch gloves, nothing. It feels warm because there's no wind and no Dick. Dick is now flying a float plane. Hoo-hoo. All right. So on the yo-yo scale, it's +41 Fahrenheit. But feels like +43. Yes. Ooh, that's chilly for them. Yeah. All right, so we got the living remote, we got the books. Yes, the ratings of 6. Yes, in 2 weeks, 6. So we like that. Ooh, I'm getting all excited. I might have to celebrate today. Yeah, we'll have some more drinks. Yes. So today, we're not sure what we're going to do today. We're going to wander around, have some fun, and try not to get wet because this is the official rainy season about a month late. The 38 GMC is back there. All right, that brings back childhood memories when I had no hair on my chinny chin, but I had lots on my head. All right, so the 38 GMC came into the family in 1977. Yes, it was the family garbage truck or whatever when we lived in the pink house in Alexander, Manitoba. Oh, yes, and they hate me too. All right, so that's what the thing is. So we're using it to block off the back entrance so people can't come in the yard drunk and try and turn around. Yes, we've had that happen. People trying to turn around drunk and they back into everything. That's unreal. So we have to have it blocked off. Yes, we don't like that when they're drunk driving in my yard. Yes, go back in and bump into other things. There's the whole town of WHO-ville to turn around. Like, what were you guys thinking? Oh, wait, you're drunk driving and followed the road to the kingdom. Unreal. Okay, so the 38 is there. We're going to get it. So we have to start it and move it. So that is good for it. Having something sit around like my dad, in 1997 when I traded him some stuff and got the 38 GMC, the motor was seized. So I got it up and running and stuff like that. So you have to use everything, Make it work. Use it. Drive it. Work it hard. All right. Look at the sun. It's over there somewhere behind the cloud cover, which is keeping Dick from flying his helicopter. Yes. All right. So look at the yard. It's nice and wet right here. Oh, I got the burps. That peanut butter was so good. I just smeared it on today with the real square butter. Okay. The store here doesn't get the regular margarine or anything like that. So they're only offering one flavor of margarine. And it's terrible. It's just the oily based stuff. Oh. So I asked the staff, we'll spend a little more and get the square butter so I can scrape it off in the morning to put it on my toast. Yes, but look at that. So we know the water's laying here. So now we have to get it to go that way some more. So we have to do some landscaping over here to get it to flow. I don't know if we'll do it this year. Maybe we'll do it next year. We'll put it on the to-do list. The honey-do list. Yes. That means you're in love when she gives you a honey-do list to prove your love by doing those little projects. Yeah, right. All right, so let's see what's going on here. The water tank is over there. So on a nice warm day, we're going to have to pressure wash it out and clean it like we always do. Because the water of WHO-ville, you can grow stuff in it. Yes, the water grows. Oh, yes. All right, so we're over here. The dogs are just waiting to go. And we got everything right there where we left it yesterday. We were wet, we were soaked, we had enough, and we went and drank beer, and I worked on a book last night. Yes, I am a published author, 5-star Amazon author. Yes, my grade 3 teacher would be a little shocked if she seen me now, right? Oh, yes, grade 3 was a good time to spend a couple of years. All right, there we go. We did the full rotation. All right. And the staff, I'm not sure what she's doing today. She's getting her house ready for, how would you say, winter. And she's doing it all herself, and she is a girl. So she handles it. She has no little boy friends or little boy toys to come over to help because it's too hard at work. Yes, all they want to do is play the Xbox. All right. There we did the full rotation, and we're back to the flags. They're looking so good in their limp state. All right, I better go. Here comes the boss. Okay, we're not really sure what we're doing today, but last May, I think it was, or April, we dragged up the box shed here, and we whipped up a fence panel, and we figured we'd incorporate it with this wood stuff here. Well, we're trying to get curb appeal here in the kingdom, seeing how, we're trying to better ourselves. Plus, these plywood panels and this crap are over 20 years old. So like we repurposed. So we're going to build another fence panel like this one, but we don't have much chain link fence. So let's go see what we've attempted so far. Okay, back when I moved up here, I had this dream of being winter roads and cat trains and all that. So what I did was I bought some grating and some new angle iron, and I started building these little road drags, which are popular on the east side of the province, but they're useless up here because of the rocks. All right, so this thing hasn't done anything. It's like 27 years old. It's brand new steel. It's been sitting on top of the boxcar, the green tank shed, everything. So we've moved it around lots. So we decided to cut the end off, and we'll make a door. Okay, so let's repurpose what we have. We have the drill steel here. We got lots of it, and that's from the days when we worked with the drillers and never got paid. We never made any money with it. So it's good stuff to work with. All right, so we shortened up the panel. That's going to be a door. We'll put some hinges on it and everything like that. One of the best things I ever bought was one of these magnetic clamps. All right, we bought them out of the States. They're all different sizes. They're in the house. Okay, so you can put them on here. Look at that. Also too, we put these lines here, and that's the hinge slot. Okay, there. Okay, so that lines it up, and then you make sure you're straight, and you have the other ones way at the far end, and then you do your cut. Okay, so we're learning this plasma cutter. It cuts totally different than the original one or the old one, the piece of shit we had. So it's just a rough cut. Now we have to grind it out to make the pipes fit. So this is what we do here: is you save one of your pieces. Okay, and then get it to fit in here, so you know how much grinding you got to do, because the more grinding you do or the better fit, the less welds. Okay, so now we can lay it out on the trailer here. The plan is today is to go and do these little projects until it rains, and then we can shoot it in the shop there. So we can have the wood stove going, roasting, and we can finish the fence panel, gate, door panel thing inside the shop. All right, so we're very cautious with the plasma cutter here. So we try not to do too much cutting. It is drying air in the shop, but I didn't start the wood stove today because we'll be running the welder here, which will heat up the shop. Okay, so let's go have some lunch, and we'll see what we're doing after lunch, if it's raining or not. Okay, we're working away here. It's going pretty good, but actually, to my amazement, the float plane guys actually found out that the steering wheel moves on that airplane. Yeah, you can actually steer it, not fly by the GPS. So the float plane went around the kingdom here. All right, nice and slow, nice wide corners, went all the way over there. So if he loses his motor, just like the other two last week here, they went and crashed, and then he headed over and landed at the Elden Lake water base. So I was beginning to wonder, with the navigation skills of the pilots around here, they make how would you say, they make the penguins of Madagascar look like Charles Lindbergh. Unreal. So that's the first time I've ever seen a float plane actually be steered and flown like an aircraft. But then again, I know nothing of aircraft. I was only in 3 airplane crashes in 12 months back in my wasted youth. All right, let's get back to the project here. I'm having a good day because things are going good and I'm sober. Yeah, I was even smart enough to weld the hinges on the gate before I put it in the hole, or to make the box around it. Okay, I trust this grate or this door like my first ex-wife. Because I built it as a road drag, so I'm not even going to figure out if it's square or level or anything like that, because most likely it's not. It might be a parallelogram. Ooh, you try and say that and spell it, okay? So what we're doing is basing everything off the grate or the door being not straight. So we're going to put the pipes in here. The hinges will fold down or whatever, touch in here. We'll do some booger welds. It'll look good. So we'll center everything and make everything evolve around the door. Yeah, just like evolve around the wife. Yeah. So we'll get this done. We got a little piece over here to put at the end here. We're making it extra long because we know that my measurements aren't that right. So we're gonna, how would you say, improvise, adapt, and overcome, like Clint Eastwood in Heartbreak Ridge.
Tuesday morning in WHO-ville, and it's still pretty cloudy out there. The sun's trying to make an appearance, but I'm not sure if it actually will today. Said it's supposed to rain some more, so I think I might just hide away in my basement and continue cutting wood. I will have to go to the kingdom after lunch with mail and get another load of core boxes and stuff so I can mix them all in together. After breakfast, and it looks like the sun's trying to make an appearance. It's slowly breaking out between the clouds. You can kind of see some blue sky. Hopefully it stays nice today while I head to the kingdom and get some more pallets and wood, because I'm going to make another box. That way I have more room for wood here. Got to stock up because I don't want to be getting it in the middle of winter. I just germinated some beans and sweet peppers, and I also have some radishes here, and if you zoom in really close, you can see one starting to open up already. That's pretty cool. Now I'll change the paper towel here to another damp one and put them back in a Ziploc baggie and check them tomorrow. Back down in the basement, this morning I'll be clearing a path. That way I can put my wood stove up and see how it will look in place. It's going where that X is on the wall, so I'll have to take all those boards down. We're also moving my water line that's off to the right away from it. That way it's safer and it won't get harmed or anything like that. And we'll be putting a tin structure around it to keep the heat in. This is my homemade wood stove made out of a barrel. As you can see, it turned out very nice. We even have the door on the front with the vent and everything. My dad already burned it, made sure it was nice and clean before it came over here. That way it doesn't smoke out or stink my house out. And then I also have the pipes and my pails. That way I can empty out all the coals into there and drag it out of the house. Swept up all the small bits and pieces that I'm going to use for kindling. That'll be all my fire starters. I also have a door that I was going to chop up as well, but now I will use it as a little slide for all the wood that comes down my wood hole. That way I don't mess up my little pile. Now let's get cutting. After lunch, and I almost got this pile all the way cut down. I just have a few more boxes here, but as you can see, it's starting to look pretty good. I'm evening out here as much as I can, and I will go up a little higher, but I will be building another box as well. That way I don't block off my wood hole. 2 o'clock, and I'm just getting ready to go do mail now. Then I have to come back here and pick up the quad trailer and head on over to the kingdom. I gotta get some pallets and another load of wood, so let's get going. Was nothing in the mail, so I came back to grab my little quad trailer here. That way when I'm done, I can take a load back home from the kingdom. I also have my dad's supper in there. He's going to have fish sticks. Now let's head on over to the kingdom and go get some pallets.
Okay, the staff showed up at the perfect time and we were able to get this last pipe here going because the trailer is just a little short, but then again, we're building this dog panel a little bigger. Also too, these dog panels are not really to keep the dogs in, okay? It's to keep the bears and the wildlife out from eating my dogs, right? You got to think of the math. So a bear can wreak havoc, okay? Just like when the mother-in-law comes over. All right, so this is how we do it. We put the bolts in the end here. You give it a squeeze and it keeps the pipe in. Also too, note the big gap here. All right, I don't know if we can see it. There's a gap there. All right, but that's no problem. I didn't use any feeder rod, because the gods of gravity were nice to me. I have a little bit of a run down there, but I was able to control the gravity, and when I flip this over, it'll be easy to chase out. The next problem we had is this door, gate, or whatever it is a parallelogram, okay? So this is the worst instrument or tool, okay, next to a wedding ring. This will cause you grief. If you try to use that square, that's pointless. So what we did was create an illusion. Yes, I'm a magician. So with that square being used, we had like 4 fingers here and 2 fingers over here. Like everything was out of crooked. So what we did was make it even because it's the naked eye. Ooh, naked. All right. Okay, but it's the naked eye that's going to point out if it's crooked or straight. But if it's in an area where you're creating an illusion, okay, you can't tell. All right. So now we'll just lift this up here. All right. So the smartest thing I did today was pre-mount my hinges. So now I just lift up the pipe and I weld the hinges on, and then that decides where the grate is, because everything is kind of bent. And then we have to make a door latch thingy here so we can put a padlock on it so everything will lock up good. So this is working out good. We have no idea what we're using for mesh or anything back in here. Oh, I got the burps. I've been eating peanuts, okay? So no idea what we got there. So we'll figure it out as we go, and it will be the beverage giving us the creativity.
Made it to the kingdom and I got the fancy trailer hooked up. We're going to use the mini and hook onto these pallets here. They're all nailed and screw nailed together there. That way we had a little table, and we're going to pull them into the back of the trailer here and then load up all that stuff as well so I can cut it at home. Now we got it all slinged up. As you can see, the blade's down. That way if it does bounce forward, it just hooks the blade and we don't tip the whole mini. I'm going to have to probably stand in the trailer here. That way the trailer doesn't come unhooked, because it's a different size ball than it is on the hitch here. I think I weigh enough to hold the trailer down. Got it all loaded up and ready to head back on into WHO-ville. We're going to take that strap off because we can reuse it. And then once I get back, I can take these pallets and throw them into the basement. That way I can put long pieces of wood and trees on top and continue cutting. All loaded up and ready to go. Got a lot of scrap wood here, so that's good. It'll give me something to do. Now let's head on back into WHO-ville. He has to move the 38 so I can leave. There's not enough room in between here. And I don't want to scratch the pretty paint job. Made it back from the kingdom no problem. Was a slow ride back, but that's okay. Now I can unscrew all these because we can use the screws over again and then drag everything into the house. I'll worry about putting it into the basement later because it looks like it's gonna rain. Coffee time now, and that took me longer than I expected. I am winded. Hoo-wee, dragging those pallets all the way up these stairs and through the house. I didn't put them in the basement yet. That'll be this evening's job. Now it's time to head on back to the kingdom. After coffee and I made it to the kingdom, now it's time to jump on the mini hoe and go down to the wood pile and fluff up a load for myself. And I'm also going to fluff up some extra ones because I'm sure I'll be taking the 39 over there again with a big load. Made it to the wood pile. I could walk faster than this mini hoe can go. Like, wow, this thing is so slow. It'd be quicker to just walk down here, but that's okay. Now I can pull back all this pile here. That way I can pick throughout the next couple days and I won't have to bring the mini hoe back down. Pulled a bunch down. This should last me a couple days of picking through it, and if not, I can always come back down again and pull more. As you can see, we have a lot now that we're getting into this stuff. It's a lot better, and there's more full boxes instead of all this splinter wood. Now I can head up and get the quad and hook back up to the trailer and get a load. Since I have the mini, using it for the wood down at the pile there, my dad wants to do a test trial on opening and closing the door here, so he had to hook up to the winch on the back of the 39. Looks like the door opens and closes.
All right, let's drink beer.
At least we know the hinges work.
Yeah.
Down at the wood pile now, I got the trailer hooked back up to the quad because I can't fill unless it is hooked up, or else the trailer will just tilt back and dump my load. Now let's see how long it'll take me to fill this up. I think I can get a pretty good load with everything I pulled down. Got my load all tied down. Not very many full boxes on this one, but there is a lot of halfers and smaller stuff in the bottom there, so it is a packed load. It just doesn't look like much. As I'm doing this, my dad's over on the scrap pile there taking out some rebar, so I'll walk over there and show you. My dad's bringing up some rebar from the pile here. This will be used in the dog pen panel that he's putting up. He just wants the holes big enough that he can fit the treats through. He doesn't want the dogs' heads to go through in case something else is on the other side and tries to grab them. Just got back from the kingdom. Was a long, slow ride home. I didn't want anything to bounce out the back there, and I had to stop and make sure the straps were nice and tight. Now it's time to haul it all up these stairs and into the house. Supper time, and I just finished unloading the quad trailer. Now I can put everything away. The temperature today is 9 degrees Celsius, which is 48 degrees Fahrenheit. It is pretty cloudy out. It's been trying to rain on and off, but it hasn't yet. I'm glad I was able to get everything done. Now it's time to head inside, let the dogs out, make supper, and end my day.
Okay, we worked a little late. It's past 6 o'clock, but we got a lot of it done here. Okay, we brought a little too much rebar up, but that's okay, because it's better to bring more than not enough. So the only way I can figure to do this was to lay the rebar out and weld the one end, and then use the plasma cutter to cut the other end off. Okay, that way I didn't have to weld every one. Okay, so, or grind every one for the plasma cutter to work. So now I've kind of boogered up these, or chopped these up, so I got some verticals here. The trick with the verticals is I have to get them even. I can't have them measured into place because I'll have spaces at the end, and I got to make it look like an illusion. So if it starts leaning to one way because it's a parallelogram, then I'll have to correct and make the little rods lean. So this will work out good. We're hoping for a 6" by 6" hole. That way the dog's head doesn't come right through for a wolf or a bear or something like that. If we get pups and stuff like that, we can mesh in this lower area here. But that's the whole idea, was we got to protect the dogs, and it worked out pretty good. The little winch worked good while the staff had the mini hoe. Okay, we're done for the day. Hopefully it's not raining tomorrow and we can finish up the wire mesh or the meshing on the door or gate here. And then maybe install it by the weekend when it stops raining, and then the dogs will be happy because I'm increasing their pen just about 2 feet. So they'll notice the big difference. All right, let's scroll over here. And also too, I went in the house and checked, and my living remote book got another rating. So we're at 7 ratings, and it's a 5-star rating. So I'm known as an Amazon 5-star author. All right, so it was a good day today. Very lucky. And the first time I've seen a float plane actually turn in the sky. That was amazing. I don't know what was he doing. I've never seen that before. Usually they're flying straight, holding the GPS steady, and they don't care if they crash right into my house. Oh wow, let's go walk the dogs, drink some beer, and make a video. All right, we'll talk to you guys later.